Hey everyone, let's be real. Western RPGs have given us some of the most memorable gaming experiences ever. These are the games that let you shape the world, make tough choices, and lose yourself in incredible stories. Today, I'm going through 10 Western RPGs that everyone should play at least once. Games that didn't just define the genre but are still worth playing today. So whether you're into fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic worlds, or just love a game that gives you true freedom, there's something here for you. Let's dive in. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Okay, let's start with the obvious one. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Even if you haven't played it, you've definitely heard about it. The Guainos games that completely redefined open-world RPGs. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter caught in a war-torn world full of magic, political intrigue, and some of the best quests in gaming history. Seriously, even side quests in this game feel like full-length stories. The combat is fun, the choices really matter, and the world feels alive. If you haven't played it yet, you're missing out. We can't talk about Western RPGs without mentioning Skyrim. I mean, at this point, it's been released on every console ever, and for good reason. Skyrim doesn't just give you an open world, it lets you exist in it however you want. Be a sneaky assassin, a powerful wizard, or just spend hours chopping wood and hunting elk. The freedom here is unmatched, and that's why people keep going back to it years later. Whether you're playing it for the first time or your 100th, there's always something new to discover. Fallout, New Vegas. If fantasy isn't your thing, how about post-apocalyptic chaos? New Vegas takes everything great about open-world RPGs and cranks up the freedom and storytelling. You're dropped in the Mojave Wasteland, caught in a war between factions, and every choice you make affects how the world reacts to you. Want to side with the NCR? Join Caesar's Legion? Or just go full-on chaotic and rule New Vegas yourself? You can. This is one of the best written RPGs ever, with hilarious, dark, and sometimes brutally real questlines. Baldur's Gate 3. Now if you love choice-driven RPGs, then Baldur's Gate 3 is a must-play. It's basically the perfect Dungeons & Dragons experience in video game form. Every decision, from combat to dialogue to who you romance, shapes the story. The writing is top tier, the combat is deep and strategic, and there's an insane amount of replayability. If you want an RPG where your choices truly matter, this is it. Mass Effect 2. Speaking of choices, we can't forget Mass Effect 2. This game delivers one of the best sci-fi stories in gaming. Period. You're Commander Shepard, leading a squad on a suicide mission to save the galaxy. The catch? Your choices determine who lives and who dies. The combat is great, the characters are some of the best written in gaming, and by the time you reach the final mission, you'll be fully invested in your squad's fate. This game nailed the balance between action, RPG depth, and storytelling. Dragon Age Origins. If you love fantasy RPGs with deep world building, you need to play Dragon Age Origins. This one is all about tactical combat, moral choices, and political drama. The best part? Your origin story actually changes how the world sees you. Play as a noble, a mage, or even a rogue from the slums, and people will react differently based on your background. And of course, the party system is fantastic. You'll get attached to characters like Alistair and Morrigan real fast. Divinity Original Sin. Now, if you're looking for an RPG that gives you insane freedom, look no further than Divinity Original Sin 2. This game lets you solve problems however you want, whether that's talking your way out of fights, teleporting enemies off cliffs, or even turning into a talking squirrel. The turn-based combat is incredibly deep, and if you play in co-op, it's one of the best multiplayer RPG experiences out there. If you love strategy and role-playing, you need to check this out. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Alright, let's go back in time to a classic. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is the RPG for you. You create your own Jedi, or Sith, travel the galaxy, and make huge moral choices that shape the story. Oh, and it has one of the best plot twists in gaming history. But I won't spoil it. Even though it's an older game, the The story and RPG mechanics still hold up today. Planescape, Torment. Now, if you love RPGs for the writing, you have to play Planescape, Torment. This isn't your typical fantasy RPG. It's a deep, weird, philosophical experience. You play as an immortal man trying to uncover his past, and it's one of the most unique stories gaming has ever seen. Combat? Not the focus. Dialogue and choices? That's where the magic happens. It's like playing through a novel where your decisions act. And that's the list. Western RPGs have come a long way, and these games prove just how diverse and immersive the genre can be. Whether you're into deep storytelling, tactical combat, or open-world exploration, there's something here for every kind of RPG fan. Did I miss one of your favorites? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what Western RPGs you think everyone should play. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.